Next up, at UFC Vegas 44, we have Mallory Martin versus Cheyanne Vlismas, formerly Cheyenne Vlismas.
But not anymore.
Valerie Martin, I'm just going to get through my thing, and then you could get all weird and do your thing, breathing heavy. Just have an ice pack next to you. Mallory Martin, 7-4 overall, 3-2 in her last 5. Cheyanne, 6-2 overall, 4-1 in her last 5. Coming off of that really nice win, TKO win that started with a head kick and finished with just absolute savage. I don't want to say ground and pound because she didn't take her down, but it was ground and pound. The grounding was from a head kick. Mallory Martin is a Muay Thai striker who takes her time and picks her shots. She has genuine power, but does not set it up with combinations. She just throws one power shot at a time, and that shows in her negative striking differential. For every 2 significant strikes that Mallory lands, she is hit with almost 3, and that's because she takes her time, then throws one heavy punch. But what is important to note here is that even though she is technically a striker with a striking background, she has takedowns. She had 5 takedowns in her fight on Contender Series and 1 in each of her last 2 fights, but 1 is all she needed with her submission win over Hannah Cyphers. Cheyenne Vlismas, formerly Cheyenne Vlismas, a fun striker with high output and pressure with combinations. Her volume makes up for any technical gaps that she has on her feet, but even though she isn't the most technically sound kickboxer, her striking differential is an impressive 3-1. She also has an impressive takedown defense at 60%, and that 60% doesn't sound super high, but if you remove the Montserrat Ruiz fight where she was basically just taken down at will, Cheyanne has defended every single takedown attempted on her outside of that fight. I definitely think Cheyanne should be the favorite here, which she is. I do not think she's a 2-1 favorite. I think minus 190 is crazy. I think this is, she should probably be a minus 120 type favorite. Cheyenne's the better striker for sure. The judges will like her volume and pressure. They will hate Mallory's patience, but Mallory has real power. And if she implements a wrestling game plan, things could honestly get ugly. As tricky as it sounds, I think I trust Mallory more to lean on her power, lean on her wrestling, than I do for Cheyanne to just keep up the volume and stay on the outside and defend takedowns. Cheyanne recently had COVID. She's got a lot of personal stuff going on with the last name change. And honestly, that could have her a step behind. Those could be unnecessary distractions. She was supposed to fight in the last card, had to pull out due to COVID. I don't know what that's done to her lungs, which she leans on because of her pressure. Listen, this is a no money pick. I've got no money in this whatsoever. I like Mallory. I think she's a solid underdog here. Lots of takedowns. And Cheyanne, she's got good pressure, but we watched her just get taken down 1 million times against Montserrat. So anything could happen. What are your thoughts, Jacob?
Anything could happen. Great analysis. What a clown show this has become. Mallory Martin over Cheyanne. Future lines. Cheyanne, my Instagram is JT_lines. Hit me up. I'll get you in the right spot. I like Cheyanne in this matchup, but I do agree, all bullshit basically aside, I do agree that minus 190 I think is crazy for Cheyanne because that Montserrat fight, because she just laid on her back and she had no idea what to do and yet kept putting herself in that same position round after round. It was the same position, a throw, and then you can't move. To her credit, she is very upfront and honest. She said she was completely embarrassed by that loss. She said she was getting trashed online, known as the headlock girl, and she did not want to go out that way. So the last fight, she absolutely dominated. She got that head kick that was almost illegal, but it was absolutely legal, and then got the full mount with the ground and pound. I like Cheyanne in this match. As you mentioned, you mentioned the breakup. It will be interesting to see where her mind is at, but I will say, there was, what's the quote? There's like no fury like a woman scorn or something. It seemed like she's the one. It didn't seem like she's the one being left, right? Because that actually is a difference, right? It seemed like she's the one initiating all this, the breakup. I feel like she's going to come in with even more aggression than she normally was. And she's got that mean streak, man. Some of these girls are fighters and some of these girls are absolute fighters. I think she's the one that got expelled from school, suspended for fighting. She's been a fighter her whole life. She's got the mean streak. She mentioned going to, she moved from Dallas to Vegas because she wanted to be all in. This is actually when she moved with JP, but she wanted to be all in her training. She mentioned she was broke, but she didn't care because she just loves fighting so much. I love her attitude in the, going into this fight. I do have a 3.5 bet. You can explain the 3.5 bet. I put a 3.5 bet on Mallory Martin. I think I got it for like -120 because I think that Cheyenne should avoid the grappling in this matchup. But I think that she's going to come in and not really be scared because she trusts herself and she wants to prove that she can grapple and can wrestle. And I think that could be a mistake. I think it could cost her a round. I still think she wins the fight, but I like the 3.5 for Mallory. Maybe early takedown, control the round, and then Cheyenne realizes, you know what, let me stay away from that, continue the striking, and win the fight. So I don't love the 9,000 for her for DraftKings. I don't really love the -190 for her, but I think she's going to win the fight. But I do have a bet on Mallory at the +3.5 that you can explain.
Yeah, so I agree. 9,000 for Cheyenne's crazy. The +3.5 bet, so you regulars know what it is, but everybody else, essentially you buy a single round on the judge's scorecard. You literally buy 3.5 points on the judge's scorecard. And the way that works out is it is a single round. So all Mallory Martin needs to do for Jacob to win money is win one round. She can lose 2 rounds, no problem. If she wins 1 round on the judge's scorecard, Jacob hits his bet. I just did this with Michael Chiesa. I said he's going to lose the first 2 rounds. He'll win the third because he's got great cardio. That's exactly what happened. Michael Chiesa lost the fight. I won my bet. So you're only going to find that bet at wewantpicks.com/bets and jump into Bet Online. That's the only place you're going to find that bet. We have 5 different betting partners. Every single one of them offers something different and something unique. Bet Online has the best prop bets. BetUS has the best customer service. MyBookie has a really diverse ability to do parlays. Bovada lets you cash out. So you could bet on Cheyenne Bays and Bovada, be in the second round of that fight and be like, this isn't going well. And you can cash out of your bet at, they'll value it, whatever it is at the time, but you can cash out and recoup some of your money. Or if you're up really big on a parlay, but you're worried about the last leg, you can cash out there, still be up money, not the total amount, but they'll meet you somewhere in between. wewantpicks.com/bets. Jump into any one of those 5, and I will pay you $50. If you do all 5, hell, I'll give you $250. It's that simple. So I do like that 3.5 bet. I didn't do it. I do like it. I did see a comment here saying,
hell, if you think she's going to win, that seems like a no-brainer for you.
Yeah, but man, I think she's going to win, but I'm very conservative where I spend my money, which is why I'm up money every single week. Sean V said, I'll go with whoever Angelo picks when it comes to women fights. Listen, I appreciate that. I don't even know how it happened, but I'm on some weird win streak with picking women fights. I don't know how. I'm like some idiot savant with women fights specifically.
Well, it just ended.
But Mallory Martin is one of the more aggressive picks, and all streaks come to an end. Hopefully not this week, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, my quote for this fight was, I think for Mallory to win, it's like the dirtier the better, right? The dirtier this fight gets, I think it favors Mallory Martin. Even though, Cheyenne's got that main streak, I think Mallory can control those positions a little bit better.
Yeah, and Cheyenne's volume and her striking, she's dangerous, but I don't know if we've seen enough to really be all in. We definitely have not seen enough for 9,000.
I love alpha women.
What do you think of the Monkey Knife Fight strike line? I think we got to go more and more. I think this is an easy more and more. I think it goes to a decision, even if Mallory works in her wrestling. Cheyenne's got good enough volume that she can get some strikes off, make something happen. Although in that Monster Rat fight, maybe she landed 2 punches that whole fight. So hopefully it's a little more of that, but we'll see what happens.